Hi, and welcome to a timeless reading for anyone interested in this type of tarot service. This is a artificial 0.1 tarot reading. For price inquiry and or appointment, please contact me only via my email address, which can be found in the description box below. Payments must be made prior executing any healing services for an individual. With that being said, again, welcome to your reading, and this is an artificial 0.1 reading. It is your reading in the regards of you having interest, first and foremost, in what this type of reading has to offer. I labeled it artificial 0.1 because there is eventually going to be an artificial 0.2. In artificial 0.1, what we're looking for is unlocking toxicities of self and what unlocking means. Please bear in mind, it is still considered a timeless message, so whenever you are happening to listen to this video is when you may find that messages within the context of this video may resonate with you in regards to anything in the past, present, or future timelines. Bear in mind that feminine and masculine energies that may come up throughout the reading may still include your energy, even though you may be female or male-bodied, or it may resonate with anyone that you're in connection with, or to be in connection with. Most important thing with every reading is to use your own judgment and discernment, and to take only the messages that resonate, and to leave the messages behind that are not yours, for this is a general reading for the public. So, we're going to go into the reading with Oracle card. Unlocking toxicity of self is what we're going to look for. We're going to look for what unlocking means and try to use these cards to help gauge us to understanding what it truly means to be artificial. Bear in mind, this is a full disclosure, the word artificial may be on repeat several times throughout this video. I don't know. Right? I'm going to try to make it not so redundant, but we are trying to get to understanding what artificial means and what we can use and how we can use it to unlock. The irony of it is the toxicity of self. All right. So part of the premise is how do we use our self-identity to understand what is considered light and what is considered artificial light. All right, let me just verify if I'm waiting out for just doing one card or more. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, so I'm waiting for one more card. Please bear in mind that if you do consider this service, I am just a very intuitive reader with 7th, of which I am. That means that I read the energies as they come and as they are guided for me. So you are not limited in your reading if you are choosing to have the service with me to only get the exampled version of just 1 or 2 oracle cards. It will be in the guidance of 7th. Please bear that in mind. I also, if you happen to notice any cards flipping up in my deck and do not fall out, I tend to not take them. Again, that is with pure guidance, of which you cannot see with my connection with 7th. Any cards that come out in the reversals of a reading, I determine in the moment with 7th to see if they are going to be kept on display in reversal position or not. I don't have so much time and far as explaining what a service of this gesture could mean for you, but hopefully this will clarify something, and whatever brought you here may interest you of some kind. Fill the crevices with some words here while I'm waiting for one more card. All right. Okay, let's get into it. The first card that we have is White Witch, Be the Light. All right, this indicates that, you might be somebody who wants to be on the journey of holistic path, so wanting to be more on a natural, organic pathway and trying to understand what that means for yourself. And in that organic pathway, we are already focused on the things that are not, that are inorganic, right? And the things that are inorganic, we understand, are not going to be very fruitful to having a more organic lifetime or lifestyle. Mirror guardian, take time to reflect. Okay, as the human, as experience as we have come to experience in this lifetime, whatever it is that you identify as, at the end of the day, we are limited to the bounds and extremities that our body can understand and experience without it maybe giving us some pain. So to understand where the trajectory may lie of our consciousness awareness, to understand where we can think of a connection and to be of a connection, is to understand where, yes, we take our feminine energy of compassionate ways of living and compare it to the masculine energies of action orientated, whether it's within our self-identity unfolding or the connections that we want to establish. However, wheeling it back into making it unfold and experience for ourselves, and what unlocking means is to push the paradigms of our boundaries, our limits of our senses, and to see what we can survive under, right? For certain situations that are really out of our hands is when the universe comes in and takes life, right? When someone passes on, when something passes on, when something transitions from one state of being to another, there are not very much a lot of clues given in grave detail by the universe in intangible forms that may give us solace as to why such situations happen without our control in it. So right now it's the message to be the light and also take the time to reflect, right? In doing so, you understand more closer what it means to have an organic experience within your own concept of construct of being, and what it is that you philosophize, what you theorize, what you analyze, and what you emote, and what you are reacting to or not reacting to. Those are all the limits and the paradigms of where you can take your life choices. In that organic experience, you automatically understand or get to be on the journey to figure out whether or not you're on the precipice of a good journey or a bad journey, or if you have good karma, if you have bad karma, and if you have good things going your way, or you always on the precipice of getting bad things on your way. Where does the scale go? We're moving on to the other deck. I'm hearing that I'm waiting out for 3 cards. Wow. To really understand what artificial light is to understand that anything that is contrasting to your light, right? What is your light? So your light, we're going to define it as the whole concept of your being. You are an entity that when you touch, you feel like, I'm most likely going to feel your skin first, right? I'm going to feel the sensation of the skin that your skin is giving me, the sensation that are pouring out of your skin, and it all becomes part of the physical experience of this earth experience. But then there's an emotional experience to touching the skin, and then there's an experiential experience to touching the skin, and then there's also just an overall consensus to what it's like doing 1, 2, and 3. All of that is inclusive, and all that inclusivity includes not just everything, but the pros and cons of bad and good. And the bad is not always bad, especially not if you can learn that in those choices and the consequences didn't work out in your favor, or there were, or it's swayed to be on the scale of it being a bad or a negative outcome. Those are always lessons. Now, if the lesson is never learned, that's when it becomes artificial. Artificial behavior. Ooh. All right, let's get these 2 other cards. Let's see time here. All right. Yes. All right. Okay, so we have delight and daring. Hopefully you can see some of the card here. I know the lighting is not the best. It's more about the message anyway, right? We have 5 lined skink. We have transcend yourself and Eleusinian horse. And we have appreciate the process here, cow and bull. All right. Delight and daring, transcend yourself, and appreciate the process. So, Lots of work ahead in trying to figure out what it means to unlock yourself. All right, lots of work ahead doesn't mean that you shouldn't put in the work just because you were now like, shit, I did lots of work. No, I want things to be easy. Things in life are not necessarily easy. If they really were easy, well then what else is there to say, right? There's nothing else to say. We can fill in the blank of what that alludes to. However, there's something that is not being understood by you. And that something could be understood once you understand how to identify what is artificial in your life and what is not artificial in your life. And in doing so, you unlock several possibilities to yourself. All right, let's see what Tarot has to offer. Let's see if we can identify in general terms what unlocking toxicity of self could imply in various degrees. And Tarot will answer that. Okay, I'm hearing not to get any more right now. So we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords energy here with the King of Cups. So Five of Swords is saying that there's some drama, all right? It makes sense here if we're highlighting that there is toxicity to be found. Artificial energy does exist. And the King of Cups is saying, I am such a positive person, though. The King of Cups saying, I have positivity that I thought is so high vibrational that I don't understand why this drama, this dramatic effect keeps going on repeat in my life, and it becomes very exhausting, and I show up all the time with my emotions because I'm thinking that is what I have to conquer, is put myself in those positions, and then over and over and over and over again compute the same thing over and over again. And that's, I think, the issue here. I think the issue here is not identifying when you're overcompensating, entering into a pattern that no longer is worthy of your energy, and needing to create a new pattern for yourself so that way when you do fulfill it with your energy, you have something gaining back from it. And as long as you gain something back from whatever it is that you put out, you understand where you are in your journey. We have the Two of Wands. Being able to make decisions in life will help you understand, again, how to build confidence in that of which it is that you are trying to build confidence on. You know, some of you may have certain labels identified as yourself already as to what it is that you think you're lacking, but maybe don't look at it from that lens. Maybe look at it from the fact that you're looking at yourself from a higher lens. You're automatically at a higher vibration than the majority of people that you're trying to learn how to humble yourself around. I hope that makes sense. The Two of Wands is saying, you know, you're on your journey of making rational decisions as long as you understand what the outcomes of those decisions are. Ten of Swords. Ending in a new beginning. This is always what the 10 indicates, with the 1 and 0 being binary coding. Okay, 1, you fulfilled a journey. 2, you're beginning a new one. And one journey is really treacherous and tumultuous, hence why you might have clicked on this reading and wanted to see if there's something not only in this reading or something beyond this reading for you. All right, beyond this feeling that this reading can give you is up to you to determine where you are in the vibrational resonancy from the beginning to the end of this reading. To understand where you feel life has betrayed you and you may have betrayed life, for you to feel as run out and dry as you're feeling right now. Page of Pentacles. Knowing you have time without you really knowing and thinking and feeling that you have time. This is a message that you have time to sow to plant the seeds that you want to replant. You can reap what you sow. You can go into the former lives of yesterday and beyond, should you believe in that, and clean out that energy so that when the energy returns to you, you don't feel as anchored and as exhausted as you may feel at this time. Learning how to uproot your seeds that you've wanted to place or you've planted for yourself is another means of understanding what unlocking self means. Is not being afraid to go tap into the past, to learn what it wanted to teach you when it didn't have a chance to teach you it about itself then. Okay, that's where trauma festers over the evolution of time. We have the Ace of Pentacles that just came out here. The Ace of Pentacles is saying, yeah, as a Page of Pentacles here is highlighting that you take your time. Then Ace of Pentacles is saying you're going to make that time flourish for yourself. You're going to understand a better relationship of what it means to identify your own toxicity and bringing out here to the table, look at that with the Nine of Pentacles, that independency. That independency here landing in front of the King of Cups here, of saying that not only are you astute to knowing your own emotions and you're gaining an understanding of what it means to be emotionally intelligent while you have the feelings that you do, you're learning how to step into situations in a safe manner, and that will automatically teach you how to protect your light and also to protect the things that will help you identify what is artificial so you can keep growing. Okay. The World. We're moving on to another deck here. All right, the World. The World is saying, like I said, the universe is shielding you. The universe is shielding you to be able to take a risk. And in that shield, you have the opportunity. I was going to say have. You, like, as in you ought to know already. But you have the opportunity to understand that you can grow into your experience, to understand what it means to be you, what it means to express you, and what it means to pay you respect for you being you. And in that, those three journeys, you learn that you tap into your emotional, physical, and spiritual body already to figure out where your soul is on, you know, what soul is, how to get one when you don't feel like you have one, you know, what is it that brings people to the table to talk not only tarot, but to life, to things outside of the bounds of being a human being. All right, we're going to stagger this reading up with another deck. Alrighty, we have the Five of Cups. All right, wow. Five of Cups saying, you know, you've cried over spilled milk. And you also understand the saying, don't cry over spilled milk. And if you don't understand the saying, I'm sorry to have said that. But it's saying the Five of Cups here, 4 of these cups under the image have spilled over, and they're spilling over red, inducing color red as in blood, and it's not going to be a good feeling, right? The 5 of Cups is not necessarily a good feeling here. Nothing about the imagery or the energy is wonderful. A lot of people hate change because all of the things change triggers within the body, and the things we remember, and having a certain memory bank to ourselves of the emotions that we may not want to face over and over again. So the 5 of Cups is relevant here. 5 of Cups is saying, you know, you can begin by understanding your own toxic behavior by looking at the things that never worked out for you, past, present, or future. And you're like, future, how? We have the 9 of Wands here. 9 of Wands is saying, with that, if you're wondering now how to protect your future and how the future is indicative to your past and your present, become spiritual, become more spiritual. And spiritual has nothing to do if you believe in a high, mighty, or a singular source. It is to understand that there is conversation outside of the realm that everyone else in your environment understands or doesn't understand. And that conversation, you may be an individual trying to filter out all that noise, so you understand who you are while hearing all that noise, while maybe feeling all those imaginations, or feeling and seeing those imaginations, or dreaming those imaginations, or just overall feeling a sense of exhaustion. Choices with the 2 of Pentacles. You know, for some people here, they're suffering with having a better handle on best the choices, like what choices to make here. I'm seeing one, you're really good at making certain choices when it comes to materialism, then you may not have the best choices when it comes to emotional connection. For some people, you have both emotional connection and a great physical connection, but there's something missing. Maybe it's the spiritual connection. So there's something missing in regards to having choices, and maybe learning also the consequences to those choices, and maybe also looking at the choices and the consequences of such through a bigger lens, so you understand what it means of unlocking those toxicities of self, and also realizing that you can step up and change those toxicities for yourself. Let me look at time here. All right. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords as well as the Empress energy. We're going to leave it at that. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords saying you're showing up for your own true justice, whether it's understanding here now the message of this reading of what artificial point 1 is and how it could benefit you in any degrees of whatever, right? And the Queen of Swords is saying you're using the intellect of what it is that you're picking up emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all the things that are resonating you in the aura of your higher self, trickling down to the body of which is watching this video, is you're calling true justice on not only yourself, your own bullshit, but you're also admitting that you may be lacking certain things. And in those coexisting conversations, you are also coexisting. I hope that makes sense. Like, you are existing in a duality of darkness and light, and in that you're swimming as with pure conscious existence, meaning that you are vulnerable to surrendering into whatever the ether of whatever it is that you're claiming to be under, and making it count for yourself, but at least showing up with what you know, how you know, and saying, I want to learn more here. The Empress is showing that energy of vulnerability here and independency. The Empress is saying, I want to give birth to something new if I see that the old and former is no longer working for me. And I really like the I appreciate the energy of this to kind of close out this reading, because it's highlighting, you know, whatever it is of trajectory that you're on, you can choose for yourself no matter what it is. You don't need coaxing, you don't need a hand holding, you don't need anyone to understand how to heal yourself. What you do need are tools to your advantage so that you can help yourself. And there are individuals, like myself included, around for that journey, if you should so choose. I hope this reading was insightful. Again, this was an artificial point 1 reading. If you're interested, please contact me via the email located in the description box below. I'm wishing you a wonderful one, morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. Bye.